Welcome to the Met Office. Whatever you want to know about the weather or climate, we're here to help, and an advisor will be available shortly. Please be aware that calls may be recorded or monitored for training and quality purposes. If your call is regarding a weather inquiry, please press 1. All IT inquiries, please press 2. If you wish to be put through to an extension, please press 3. For all other inquiries, please press 4. To hear these options again,
Good afternoon, Met Office. Annie speaking. How may I help?
Yes, please, Annie. I am in desperate need of the helping. My friend Johnny is leaving my house and my wife's house about a month ago, but he is leaving his dogs here. And now this morning he has come here and he has taken his 2 dogs and I don't know where he is. Is Johnny there, please? Can you tell me where Johnny is?
Johnny who, sorry?
Johnny, my friend Johnny, he is gone now and he's taken his 2 dogs.
Does he work here, sorry?
He does not work, no, he's lazy.
Are you after the, like, Metropolitan Police at all?
No, my wife is saying that I am to phone. He is the wet weekend, so he is very, very lazy. He does nothing. He's good for nothing, my wife is saying. And she is saying that maybe if I am phoning up, then I have got to phone everywhere. I have been on the phone for 2 or 3 hours now, trying to find Johnny, and he is the wet weekend. And you are the people what is knowing about the wet weekend, so you might know where my friend Johnny is, and it is the dogs, please.
I mean, I don't know where Johnny is. I mean, all we tend to do here is give you the forecast.
Yes, please. Well, if you could be forecast to me where Johnny and his 2 dogs is. He was here today because he came today to be picking up the dogs, but he is not here now, and he has gone off to live somewhere else and walking somewhere else with dogs, and we are not knowing where he is now. So if he is, I want you to phoning up, please. So finding out, sorry, please.
I mean, because with the Met Office, I mean, we only tend to forecast the weather, so...
Yes, sir. But I am saying that Johnny is... What is your name, please?
My name's Annie.
Yes, Annie, this is Mario. I am saying that my wife is telling you that he is the wet weekend.
It's the wet weekend today, and coming up, you mean?
No, my friend Johnny is the wet weekend.
He's the wet weekend.
I am not knowing what she is meaning by this. But she says me to calling you to find out because you are knowing about the wet weekend. So you are knowing where the Johnny is and the dogs, please, helping me.
I mean, I don't know where Johnny is. You know, I mean, all I can give you is a forecast.
Yes, please give me the forecast, please, as to where Johnny is. If you can telling me where Johnny is, and then I will know where to go and see if he is there, please.
Well, I mean, I'm afraid I can only forecast the weather. I can't forecast where people are.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't do that, I'm afraid. I can just forecast the weather.
You can forecasting the weather? So,
well,
will it be this weekend? The wet weekend?
This weekend?
Yes, please. Is it the wet weekend?
Let's have a look if it's the wet weekend. What's your location?
I am in the London, yes, sir.
London. Okay, let's have a look. See if it's going to be raining in London. Okay. Yeah, it's looking like it could be a little bit wet in London.
Oh, fantastic! So that is it then. You can help me find the Johnny and the 2 dogs because you have forecasted for the wet weekend. Johnny is the useless wet weekend. So you can be telling me where Johnny is, please. So please telling me. Don't keep it the secret. You know, he is my friend, and he might be your friend as well, but I am needed to know where he is because he has come to my house and he has taken the 2 dogs. And Johnny is the wet weekend, and if it is going to be the wet weekend, Johnny will be getting the wetter. Wetter than he is now, the wet weekend, yes.
I mean, I can tell you it's going to be a wet weekend, but I
No,
don't know.
you have just telling me that. I am not to need to know that twice. You have telling me that.
Yeah, but I don't know where Johnny is, I'm afraid.
Well, if you could please find out for me. Ask people.
Well, I don't think anybody else here is going to know where Johnny is.
Can you just please shout out to all the other people in the office? Has anybody seen the Johnny with the two little dogs, please?
Yeah, I don't think anybody has seen Johnny with two little dogs.
No, you want to know because you have not asked. You've got to ask people. You can't.
I've got some colleagues right here, and they have said no.
You have not. I am not hearing you asking them.
Well, they just heard me.
What shall I do? What can I do to finding the Johnny?
I'm afraid.
Because if it is the wet weekend, that is making the important even more important.
Would you like to speak to somebody else?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Will they know about the Johnny?
I don't know, but we can see. Would you like to speak to my supervisor?
Yes, please. What is her name?
He's called Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right.
Yes, please.
Hello, my name's Chris. How can I help?
Yes, Chris, this is the Mario. I'm wondering if I'm telling the lady, and the lady is helping me a little bit. She is telling me that it is going to be the wet weekend this weekend. And I have got the good news because I am looking for my friend Johnny. My friend Johnny is live in my house. And 2 months ago, 1 month ago, whatever it is, he is to leave my house. But he's leave the dogs, his two dogs at my house.
Okay.
So, he is coming to my house today, and he is take his two dogs. And I am not knowing where he is gone. So my wife is telling me to phoning this number, because you will be knowing where Johnny is taking the dogs. And the lady has said something about the wet weekend. And I am saying, well, if it is the wet weekend, and she is telling me, yes, it is the wet weekend. So, Johnny is the wet weekend, so all I need to know, please, could you please tell me where Johnny is and the two dogs? I am not knowing where he is, I have lost him.
My colleague said, the only thing we can tell you is what the weather's going to be this weekend.
But she is telling me that already, it is the wet.
Yeah, we don't. I can't tell you where Johnny is because I do not know. I'm not up in your area, and we do not have anything to do with lost people or lost dogs. We only deal with weather forecasting.
That is not lost. Well, it might be lost. It's just I'm not knowing where he is. What is the meaning of lost? Is the lost if I am not knowing where the Johnny is and the two dogs is? Does that mean that he is lost?
As my colleague said, all we can do is tell you what the weather's going to be in your area for the weekend.
Yes, sir.
We cannot help you find where Johnny is or where the dogs are.
Oh. But she say we'd be wetting.
Whereabouts do you live?
In the Tooting. Hello? Hello?